Are you ready for it? I cannot believe how many people have commented asking for a new review for the Let Them theory after all of the controversy that has come out about this book. What is the controversy? This Let Them book by Mel Robbins? The controversy is that she plagiarized the theory Let Them from someone named Cassie Phillips. I posted my initial review, and at first everyone's like, yeah, we love this book. And then the comments started coming in saying that Mel Robbins has plagiarized the Let Them theory. I didn't really want to do a second review because it required a lot of research. It would require research into the allegations of what has happened, what people are saying has happened, and if I think that the theory is actually the same, the poem is actually the same as the book. And then I kind of wanted to reread the book to see if I felt like it was similar or not. So it was a lot of work, but since my review keeps getting comments, I wanted to do a follow-up, knowing that I am aware of everything, what the sources of these allegations are. So now here we go. The Let Them theory review, based off of the information that allegations that Mel Robbins has plagiarized. So let me go over the allegations, and then I will read you the poem, and then let me tell you if I think the book was similar to, the poem. So first, oh darn, I forgot to write the timeline. See, this is why this is complicated, because I think it started in 2022, where Cassie Phillips wrote this poem and did a video on it, and it went viral. People started getting tattoos based off of this poem. Then 2 years later, I believe it was 2, Mel Robbins does a TikTok video saying, I just found out about this theory. It's kind of changing my life. She didn't start the TikTok video saying, oh, this is my theory. She said, I just found out about this theory and I love it. Let me explain it to you. She didn't quote it. In that video, Cassie Phillips says, hey, this is based off of my poem, The Let Them theory. Then 6 months before Mel Robbins is about to publish her book, she files a trademark for the words "Let Them," and the trademark people say no because they found that all of this memorabilia, these shirts, these things and stuff like that, were before Mel Robbins. It wasn't that she had this TikTok video that went viral. There was someone viral before her that caused all of this memorabilia, and they traced it back to this poem. So they rejected her request, because they could see that the memorabilia was not actually based off of Mel Robbins' viral TikTok, but this poem based by Cassie Phillips. Not to mention, there are other videos that I have seen that have been that I saved 2 months ago when someone said, hey, just so you know, this girl, was saying, she said this on the original video. And I was like, really? And so I started to research it. And now going back, being like, fine, since one more person was like, post another review, I went to go look at those TikToks, and they're gone. The ones that show the exact screenshot of between Mel Robbins and Cassie Phillips, I don't want to say what they were because they're gone. Those videos are gone. What's her name took down her video, so I don't want to say anything that can't be thing. But you can look at the trademark application that Mel Robbins tried to do and see that they said no based off of this poem that came first. So that's very interesting. Let me see if there's anything else on these post-it notes that I wrote down. Yeah, there's one other thing about an Instagram video that I think confirmed something, but I can't find it, so I won't reference it. I think the most obvious one is where the trademark office says no and references her poem for that reason. Okay, let me read you the poem, and then I will get into the book review. And for all of this other stuff, please research it yourself. And if you liked my research, please like and follow, because I worked really hard for you guys, for all 5 of you, to find this information. So please like and follow as a reward for my efforts. This is the Let Them poem by Cassie Phillips. Just let them. If they want to choose something or someone over you, let them. If they want to go weeks without talking to you, let them. If they are okay with never seeing you, let them. If they're okay with always putting themselves first, let them. If they are showing you who they are and not what you perceive them to be, let them. If they want to follow the crowd, let them. If they want to judge or misunderstand you, let them. If they act like they can live without you, let them. If they want to walk out of your life and leave and hold the door, and let them. Let them lose you. You were never theirs because you were always your own. So let them. Let them show you who they truly are, not tell you. Let them prove how worthy they are of your time. Let them make the necessary steps to be a part of your life. Let them earn your forgiveness. Let them call you to talk about ordinary things. Let them take you out on a Thursday. Let them talk about anything and everything just because it's you they are talking to. Let them have a safe space for you and let them see the heart in you that didn't harden. Let them love you. Now let's get into the book. The iconic cover is gone because after I read a book, I take it off and then I put it on my bookshelf so that it's like neutral, very aesthetic. Now, after I learned all those things, I was kind of bummed out when I realized that the trademark talked about the images being posted before Mel Robbins' pictures, virality, which really made me feel like these photos in the book might not have been based off of Mel Robbins' TikTok video, but she might have stolen them from Cassie's virality. That these might not, how can I be sure that these photos that she posted in her book were not done as a result of her TikTok, but as a result of Cassie's video? And that kind of like made me upset because that's what the copyright article talked about, was that all of these things happened actually predating her. Did you steal these photos to put them in your book? That's what I thought. When I thought that, I was like, oh my gosh, she did include like all of these pictures. What if those weren't as a result of her TikTok, but a result of Cassie's? See, this is complicated and I don't like this. This is just a book thing, okay? The thing is, I will say that I don't feel like the book and the poem are quite the same. I feel like the book has more, obviously well written, like there's more stuff to it. And as far as this phrase, let them, hasn't Gary Vee been saying, let them? Oh, you think it's like people are going to judge you? Let them. He's been saying that too. So one, I think it's clear that Mel Robbins was inspired by Cassie Phillips. I think she was inspired by this poem. I don't think anybody owns let them. I think people have been saying that. I think it's a phrase. I think it's sad that Mel Robbins didn't even at least give her some credit. But here lies the problem, is that Mel Robbins doesn't give anybody credit in her book. Mel Robbins doesn't give anybody credit in her book. And I started to notice that, keeping this in mind. When I was going through the book again, I start to see concepts that are not hers. Obviously, self-help is based off of other self-help. You can see this in, like the king of this is Tony Robbins. He is like the father of modern self-help. And he quotes everybody. He quotes Chloe Madonna's, who he has based a lot of, who's Buddhist, who's based a lot of her work, his work on her work. And he always quotes her. He always references her. He always boosts her up. I read her work because he cites her. He always is quoting the people that came before him, like Jim Rohns. Is that his name? All of these people, he constantly quotes. Then you look at 49 Laws of Power. It is full of quotes. Thousands of quotes. Many self-help books are based off of the learnings of people that learned it from somebody else, and it's just a new way to say what's already been said. So although it like bummed me out that she clearly got inspiration from Cassie and didn't quote her, or didn't even like reference her. And then there's like some proof that I can no longer find that she even like liked something of hers. She doesn't have to quote her. That's like literally all of self-help is stealing other people's ideas, and repackaging them. That's totally normal. The thing is that when I was reading by the end of the book, the girl starts talking about AA. Straight up talking about alcoholism. Clearly she goes to Al-Anon. And she is just ripping everything from Al-Anon and AA. Because a lot of Al-Anon is let them. You have to let them destroy your life. You have to let go of them. You cannot control them anymore. And then once I reread, I was like, this girl actually, more than stealing from Cassie Phillips, is stealing straight from AA, is stealing straight from Al-Anon, and not even referencing that. Like, she references it once in the book, but doesn't even like, I mean, it's a large portion. A large, where I was just like, this is, you are literally copying and pasting from like Al-Anon's books and AA's books, the books that they read. This is like literally that. So like, 1, no one owns the let them phrase. 2, I don't feel like the book and the poem are similar, but the fact is that she was inspired by this poem. That's 100% true. I do feel like they're stand apart. And I kind of wish Cassie Phillips would hire somebody to make her seem... Yeah, I think Cassie Phillips needs to hire someone, because if you look at Cassie's stuff that she's making right now, it's really hard to believe that Mel Robbins, who polished this and made everything look good, that she got it from this. Just based off of like, even her website doesn't even reference. It's like kind of like, I'm like, girl, I want to believe you, but... So... The other thing is that people are saying, well, you cannot trademark let them, and it's just a thing. Well, Mel Robbins is still trying to do it. She's like filing another one. So, you know, the whole thing is icky. And I guess on one level, it's like, did Mel Robbins steal this work from Cassie? And like, my first instinct was like, I don't think so. I read it and then I was like, I don't think these are exactly the same, like the same theory. But then you see like, even the government was like, this came first. And then that's where it starts to get really gross, where I feel like you learn more and more about it and you're like, this does feel like she was trying to cover something up. And in addition, not quoting anything and pretending like all of these ideas are yours is a lie. Not quoting a single thing. I get in the self-help, people steal from Tony Robbins all the time. Any sort of masculine, feminine energy thing, like literally, if you read any self-help book and you have not gone to a Tony Robbins conference, then you are not getting it from the source, because 90% of the stuff is stolen from him, and he at least quotes his sources. He says, this was my idea, this I got from this person, he like constantly is giving credit to all of the people, because I've read all of the sources that he quotes. And modern self-help people are so lazy. They just say like, I just came up with this idea all by myself. Like, yeah, okay, sure. You are talking about compelling futures and, you know, like, again, but at least Tony references his sources, and people are lazy. And for someone at this level to be this lazy really disturbed me. By the end of this, I was like, girl, you're lazy. You are lazy. For someone to be at the top of your game right now, like, I expect this from other people that only have one book and that's their only thing, and that's like that's like their ride or die. Like, this is my book, this is the only thing I have. So I'm not saying it's anyone else's idea, because I'll never do anything else in my life. Like, I understand that. But you're not Robbins, and you can't reference anybody. You only barely mention that this came from AA. Like, girl, if you know this is from AA or Al-Anon, that means you go once a week. It means you know someone that's an alcoholic and you go once a week, which means you've literally lifted everything from Al-Anon. Are you donating a part of this to Al-Anon or to AA? Like, I don't know. It really comes off deceitful. And I like her podcast. And when her stuff comes up, I'm still like, I like the way you packaged that. I like her podcast because she's interviewing people, and those people are getting credit because she's interviewing them. She's giving them a platform. But after doing all of this research and looking onto it, I'm like, you know, at first I didn't really care, because I don't feel like they're completely the same. Like, anyone can say let them. And, you know, Cassie's clearly a poet. She should keep writing poems. But, like, I just feel like where Mel Robbins is inexcusable to be this lazy. Especially when I got to the end and it was all Al-Anon stuff. And I'm just like, girl, you really are a thief. Like, this sealed it for me to, like, not quote, like here in this book, it's even written the same way that the poem is written, but she reversed it. So in this, it says, let them at the end. If they want to choose something or someone over you, let them. She goes, let me prioritize my own happiness. Oh wait, this is when she gets into let me. That's the other thing, is that, see, it gets even deeper than that, because I think Cassie has a poem called Let Me. So just with that little bit of information, I would recommend you guys do your own research and make up your own opinion. If this book moved you, let it move you. Let it help you. Let it be the thing that, it doesn't matter on the grand scheme of things. Instead of being angry at Mel Robbins, your own mental health is more important than where she got it from. If this is how you were exposed to it, like, do not let that rob you from the joys of the things that you learned in this, you know? Like, I don't think that should be the case. I think it should move you. And I think Cassie Phillips has said that a million times in her different videos, like, that, you know, she wants this to be a movement. She doesn't care that Mel, like, kind of like is profiting, was inspired by her idea, but gave her no credit. And I agree with that. I think, like, in a world where things are falling apart, like, definitely. But I guess that's why it bugs me, because I'm like, no, this isn't about you. This is about other people growing from that. And you did not quoting anybody from anything. And all of this work is so disingenuous, because you want people to dig deeper. You want people to find sources and go on this journey. You are not the end of their journey. It's not just like, and I'm a standalone. Like, even the fact that her last name is Robbins, I really feel like she has used that in the self-help world, because people think she's related to Tony Robbins. That's what I thought. So I don't know, dude. You look into it. Don't let it rob you. I think, feel free to read this, but, like, I think I could, like, at this point, I would rather read the books that inspired this. Like, when she starts talking about alcoholism, like, if you relate to that at all, you should go to a meeting, because the stuff there is way more helpful than the stuff in this book. So take that with what you will. My new review is, it definitely, unfortunately, got knocked down a bunch, but that's only because I realize she doesn't quote anybody. She doesn't reference anything. She just says it as if this is all her idea. And I feel like my favorite self-help books are the ones that talk about their own inspirations. So in that sense, it went way down, which, like, even if it hadn't been copying, if someone else would have been like, the AA stuff was just so messed up. And stealing from Cassie Phillips, yeah, I don't know, man. It's a bummer, but I think the lack of references is really sad, because all of my favorite self-help books reference things, and then I'm able to take those tools and go deeper. But Cassie, if you're watching this, I think you should write more poems and not make it about the let them theory. I think you are a poet, and I would use this momentum to publish something that is not the same, unless you have more stuff about this, but maybe different, and show the world what you can do. Because Mel Robbins, you know, she's clearly, unless you want to be in self-help, but I think you have something to say, and I think you have a spirit that needs to express itself. So I commend you. I hope that you keep doing this. And as far as Mel Robbins, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know, go hire a lawyer or something. I like her podcast, but yeah, it's a bummer. Like and subscribe. I did do the research for you guys. I don't know if the presentation was everything that you guys wanted it to be, but like and subscribe. What do you think? Comment below.